Girl, no.
Am I listening to Carrie Underwood? Yes, I am, if you're asking. Shoes. Banger, by the way. Carrie Underwood. What's the name of this song? Good Girl. None of her songs miss either. I don't know if I'm allowed to play music, but oh well. We'll find out either way. What's happening, people? Let me turn it down. This type of music you can listen to pretty much anywhere, any situation. What's happening, people? Friday, November 14th. 9-game slate in the association. I'm out. What am I saying? I'm around. This gloomy weather in Los Angeles is messing with me a little bit. I was able to go for a walk today in between the atmospheric river hitting the west side here. Atmospheric river means we're getting our one rain week of the year. That is happening right now. Give people an opportunity to come in and say what's up. Click the say something button at the bottom of the screen if you're on a mobile device or if you're on a web browser. I'll be here for the next 45 minutes or so. Whatever's on your mind. We are licking our wounds after that Pistons blah in the chat reminded me. Might as well get Prophet X on the screen. Hopefully this doesn't crap out again like it did on Wednesday, but I'm still licking my wounds after the Detroit JV team took the Bulls to the woodshed. I should know better than believing in the Bulls, but Detroit won that game straight up. I beat the market by about 5 points, bet the under. I mean, it was just a complete total. Duncan Robinson couldn't miss. Dennis Jenkins is the greatest point guard in the history of basketball. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, once again questionable with beef stew tonight, and it just doesn't seem to matter as the Pistons win games, no matter who they play or who's wearing the uniform. That is the sign of a great team. Got some breaking news. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a go for the Milwaukee Bucks tonight, and I also believe LaMelo Ball is due back. So Milwaukee's going to be out for a bit of revenge. Really, the difference in spread here, wow. 2.5 was the line at Charlotte with no Giannis. Now it's up to 9 at home. That's quite the difference. But, yeah, not great. Wait on some majors closing line value. That's now 4. I've gone through the 4 major CLV spots this season. Not only have the CLV, which stands for closing line value, by the way, not only have those not hit, they've lost straight up every single time. So apparently just getting the best number in the market doesn't matter anymore. At least it does for me. I'm 0-4 in my biggest bets of the year. 0-4 after doing everything I possibly could to beat the number. Too bad. Another blessed day of Clippers sobriety. Doesn't it feel amazing? Never having to care about Clippers basketball ever again. When I told you they can win 82 straight games and I just will be unmoved. That team is broken. They are old. Bradley Beal's out. Did you guys see that floater Nikola Jokic hit? I think it was like the second quarter or something. He hits a floater that made Chris Paul lean back in his chair because he's in street clothes with Kawhi at the end of the bench. And he like tried to contain his excitement. But it was over Derek Jones Jr., who was fully stretched, and he can obviously jump through the roof, and this ball had to be up by the damn Jumbotron or Halo screen or whatever the hell they call it nowadays. Just a floater that had no chance of missing. 0. Straight through the hoop. I can't believe that Pistons team. Well, Duncan Robinson, if he sees the first couple go in, he's going to have the type of performance that he did against the Bulls. The Bulls are so bad. Why was I told, hey, wow, the Bulls are different this year? You got Stacey King on the broadcast. This team's different, Chicago. He said that verbatim. This team's different, Chicago. No, they're not. They are mediocre. They're in ninth place where they belong. I know they don't have Kobe White, but Nikola Vucevic has to be the most frustrating player I've ever bet on in my life. He can't rebound. He just stands around. He maybe gets a mid-range jumper. He has lost his ability to wet those things like he's David West. Provides nothing on defense. He just switches every screen or goes into drop coverage. He is a traffic cone. Thank God his contract is expiring. Goodness me. I was really letting him have it. I was fucking pissed. It sounded like what's his face from Home Alone. Fucking Nikola Vucevic. Fucking God does nothing. Like, get Sticks out there. At least Sticks was trying. Jalen Smith. God. I don't say that every year. I'm actually Clipper sober this time. I will not. Told you. They can win 82 games in a row. I will never be convinced of anything they do that the Clippers this season and beyond, as long as Kawhi is in uniform, will be worth my time. Is LaMelo saying he wants to run for president after a red flag if you're interviewing him? It's kind of strange, but I can think of worse answers. Duncan Robinson isn't as one-dimensional. Oh no, my StreamYard's acting up again. Why is this happening? Are you kidding me? It's happening again. This is ridiculous. Well, I hope you guys liked the Profit X screen before, because it's gone. It just dropped. StreamYard is completely messed up. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull Profit X up on my tablet, and I'm going to put it up on the screen. That's what I'm going to do. This is broken again. Wow. Now my entire browser is going blank, and it's slowly happening. Oh, well. We might have to move. If anyone from Profit X is watching this, we might have to move off of StreamYard because it is not working anymore. Works for a couple of minutes, and then it's over. Do I think? No. Do I think they'll force Ballmer to sell? Are you kidding me? No. The absolute worst that would happen here is they lose draft picks, they get penalized, and they have to make Kawhi a free agent, but Ballmer's not going anywhere. Are you kidding me? No. You know what it took to get Donald Sterling out of there? The only way people get canceled nowadays. Donald Sterling's situation wouldn't even work today. An NBA owner would have to be caught red-handed on camera killing a litter of golden retriever puppies. That is the only way to be canceled, is killing puppies. Other than that, he's not going anywhere. Can birds fly in the rain? They cannot. There will be no chases this weekend and into next week as well. Unless it just magically stops raining. Jalen Johnson last night, career high in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. Good for him. It was against the Utah Jazz, so I'm certainly not making anything much of it. Love you, Utah, but your team stinks. Lauri Markkanen had this conversation earlier. Lauri Markkanen might be the most solid asset available on the trade market, even if it's Anthony Davis and John Morant. Just their availability can't trust, right? Markkanen is a guaranteed 30 every night, plug and play, catch and shoot. If he can do anything you need, he's present, he's there. Nope, computer's crashing. Oh, almost. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here, people, but still here for now. What else you guys got? What's on my? I don't have anything. I'm waiting on some. There's been no. I only bet CLV stuff. There's been no CLV. No major. We're still the biggest CLV spot tonight is the Pistons again, and good luck. Good luck if you bet against those guys right now, regardless of who's on the floor. You serious? Why did the Knicks even play hard at this point? You know who you're talking about? He wears number 3 for a reason. Every championship team needs exactly someone of Josh Hart's talent. Every single one. Dirty work, glue guy, connector. Oh, Josh Hart was also one of the best backcourt players, finishing at the rim last year. His jump shot's coming back around. He doesn't need to play 45 minutes a night anymore. One of the better rebounding guards in the world. What else? How much time he got with Josh Hart? He's the perfect player to. You don't want 5 superstars on the same team. They would have to perfectly complement each other, like Team USA with Steph, KD, and LeBron. And even then, KD and LeBron had to be willing to go stand on the other side of the floor when he was letting those golden daggers fly against Team France in Paris. Can we drop some 4s in the chat for the Mexico chase? She got caught at the border. Did you guys know that? Caught at the border. She tried to re-enter after she escaped. Still counts, though. How can I show you guys the Prophet X screen if this doesn't work? I'm afraid to move my mouse. What if I click? Yeah, this is just broken. I don't want to. Bummer. I will pull it up on my phone and just hold it to the screen. Let's see if I can pull up my iPad. How about this? If I go with my iPad, live chat, that I can do. That's progress. Okay. Okay, now I can see the chat. Bear with me. Put Prophet X up on my phone. We're gonna have to bootleg this. Who are you talking to? I'm the king of internet bootlegging when tech doesn't work. There we go. So I can just do it this way. For example. Can you guys see? The Heat, 6.5-point dogs at Madison Square Garden tonight. No Jalen Brunson. No Bam Adebayo. No Tyler Hero. It's gonna be a slow night. Spurs versus Warriors is really the only game that I would be changing my schedule to watch. Blazers Rockets could be fun, but these other games are all fun ratings in the 60s and 70s. Before this week's border chase, did you think you would experience a Knicks championship or successful border crossing first? Border crossing, definitely. I am approaching 40, and I still haven't seen a Mets or Knicks championship in my lifetime. I was 1 year before the Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden team. Or I was born 1 year after, I should say, so that one doesn't count. It's happening. Utah Jazz, Espanol. Where are you supporting the Utah Jazz from? Utah's got all these different fan bases throughout South America. Cade Cunningham listed out Friday. Out. Okay. Now we could, those of you that are waiting for some action, we can bet it right now. Okay, so Prophet X mobile app. Going to Detroit points. Let's see what we got. Cade was at 28.5. Wow. Is there a Dennis Jenkins prop in here somewhere? Javonte Green, 11.5. No. If there was a Duncan Robinson, they've got listed at 13.5. That one might be worth our time. Karis LeVert, 14.5. I can't. I know if I bet Duncan Robinson, it's just 13.5 is already inflated. And he had a great game against the Bulls. All it takes is him missing a couple of shots. Beef Stew is in. Beef Stew a go for the Pistons tonight. His over under look. Oh, that's, you know what? That one I'm interested in, because if Duran's out, Beef Stew is gonna fill up the box score. So I am betting Beef Stew at over 11.5 points is the action tonight, folks. And I'm going to try and fade Jalen Duren playing tonight, because if he's out, then Beef Stew's rebounds are going to be through the roof as well. So hopefully you guys are bearing with me here, because I am going to, 8.5 is the over. 8.5 is Isaiah Stewart's on ProfitX. 8.5 rebounds. Just hope Jalen Duren's not in, because this will beat the market. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know what to do about the stream from this point forward, people. If anyone has a better idea, maybe try OBS or something. Maybe I'll try it because I'm on Google Chrome right now. Oh, here we go. Now we're starting to get some action. Russell Westbrook is going to be in the starting lineup tonight. Dennis Schroeder going to the bench. Hello. Dennis Schroeder unders. Hello. And Russ overs. Hello. Officially. Let's see what we got here. Points. Yellow. There's blowout potential here, which is a problem. I don't even see it. Dennis Schroeder's 9.5. Westbrook, 15.5. So Dennis Schroeder's going to be coming off the 9.5 is low. He's going to be getting a whole bunch of burn. I'll go with Russ's over, though. Russ over 15.5. Shots are going up tonight, people. Russell Westbrook over 15.5 on ProfitX right now. Get it in before it changes. Okay. Next stream, ProfitX, if you're watching this, we'll switch to Firefox and see if I can figure out a way to make it work, because it's not working right now. StreamYard is completely shut down, but somehow the stream is still operational. Okay. Okay, I'm back, chat. Chrome is usually Edge. I have Firefox. I have Firefox and Safari, but it is not working on. I was hoping it would just a glitch with the system or something on StreamYard that they would fix, but this is not working. I can't show you a picture of it, otherwise it'll break. It's just a completely blank screen. All I can see is myself. Did Doug Christie 1v1 Russ for that spot? You guys, Doug Christie went off in that post-game press conference. He was challenging the players' effort, desire to want to be out there, and not representative of Sacramento. He let him have it. I think it'll land, because Doug Christie is a well-respected character within that organization from what he accomplished as a player back in the early 2000s. Plus he played, plus he can say those things when you have a good relationship with the players. And if their reaction is like Doug Christie putting us on blast for no reason, it's his fault, well, then they're part of the problem. Is Duren officially out? Is that news from earlier? Westbrook, gosh, I got to get there. 16 points from Russell Westbrook in a potential blowout. Nikola Jokic downgraded to questionable for tomorrow. That's big news. Beef Stew is going to get 8.5 rebounds tonight. If no Duren's out there, easily. What else is going on, people? Is it Friday? Where is everybody? The chat's always quiet on Fridays. What are you guys doing? Happy hour? A lot of our regulars don't show up on Fridays. I think they have lives. Deuce McBride in the starting lineup for the Knicks tonight. Interesting. Makes sense without Brunson. Thought they might go with like Shamit or something. Bold assumption that you people have lives. My life right now during when we're in season is the 1 hour I take to go to the beach during the day in between shows ending and a show starting. So like go to the beach, enjoy, and it fulfills. By the time I come back, I feel like, oh, I've spent time outside, got a walk in, got your steps in, enjoyed nature for a little bit, come back home, and then you feel a lot better about sitting inside watching 7 straight hours of NBA. And then once the games are over, I'm watching the press conferences, especially during the week, because I want stuff to talk about on the morning show the next day. That doesn't end until 11:30. Then you got to get your show, my bullet points together with some stats and facts in case I want to bring them up and just kind of prepare. And then it's midnight. Can't just snap your fingers and go to bed, shower, brush teeth, eat something, 1 a.m., watch a TV episode, 1:30, and then wake up at 9 and do it again. That's life when the season's on. Now you see why I am looking for a different lifestyle at some point. I'm very fortunate to be able to do this. I'm just not complaining. And I have great perspective of the world, right? Just watched the documentary on Frontline last night, PBS Frontline. I know someone out there appreciates a good documentary, like 60 Minutes and whatnot. Frontline's most recent documentary about the drug war in Ecuador. And it's just like, man, shit could be so much worse. So you will not find me actually complaining. I may just do it because I'm in the mood to, but I don't actually think that way. But I do not want to be yapping into a microphone for the rest of my life, just spewing takes. Something, if I'm going to stay in the content space, it's hopefully one day it's going to be a little bit more creative. But we're in the age of social media technology right now, where this is the type of format people want, just authentic, you and a microphone speaking to an audience. I find that particularly boring, but I do enjoy speaking with my followers and whatnot, so I'll continue to do it. But I do have aspirations to do something different. I just have no time in my day, right? Don't want to be in my 50s doing that. What else we got, chat? Last time I was here, I was questioning Reed's role, and it's been settling in nicely. Men threatening to punch him. That was all in jest, by the way. Why were people making a big deal over the Chris Finch comments? Do people not understand Chris Finch and JJ Redick are boys? Chris Finch was the assistant coach in New Orleans. And JJ was there. Like they went back and forth with this shit all the time. They're clearly friends. And dissing the Lakers. Like I'll tell you when something happens where that's real smoke. Almost every time. This is part of the reason why no one likes NBA Twitter anymore. Because before, 10 years ago, you could crack jokes and people know you were joking. Now people are actually taking shit seriously and out of context. It's not as fun when you fall for this. And someone's like, oh man, Lakers hate the Wolves, or Chris Finch hates jealous of JJ Redick. I'm like, you people are so stupid. And not just the people online, though. This starts to get repurposed on radio shows, talk radio, television. And you're like, who are your producers? Who are your producers? Or maybe they're just not watching. That's usually the answer. You know what? I'll propose this question to you guys watching this, the same that I did on Sirius XM. So the other night, the Denver Nuggets are in Sacramento. It was the Tuesday night NBC West Coast game. Didn't tip until 11:15 Eastern time. There's not a chance in hell that anyone who doesn't have a rooting interest, unless you're an absolute basketball sicko, is staying up until near 2 a.m. to watch the Nuggets blow out the Kings. You know what you would have missed? Almost a career game from Nikola Jokic. And you can wake up, catch the highlights, and read the box scores and the analysis and the recap the next day. But if you have, for example, an MVP vote, there's a reason why you have it, because you work in the NBA, you work in the industry. A majority of those voters are following a specific beat, a specific team, or covering a certain area of the country and or world. And they're not always watching every dribble of every game. They did not embrace the emotion of the moment if they are sleeping at 1 a.m. Eastern, because they have to wake up and do their job. They have families. It's not a realistic expectation for every MVP voter to watch every dribble of every game. And this is where Jokic's MVP supporters get a little pissed off, because they're like, this guy, how are you not seeing what we're seeing? How is this not the unanimous MVP, regardless of what Shea in Oklahoma City accomplished? And it's because they're quite literally not seeing it. His games are on so late that the East Coast voter and viewer, I don't think it hits them the same versus someone who's watching what Jokic does in real time. This is also the explanation as to why Shohei Ohtani is not the number one most recognizable person on the planet. Because if he was playing with the Yankees and the Eastern Seaboard was up all year watching his games, he would probably be that. Now, being with the Dodgers in Los Angeles carries a lot of power and weight, but the way that the United States consumes their sports, if you're not an East Coast team, it's very rare for people in those cities over there to stay up super late to watch regular season contests. So by him being in Los Angeles, he's still the most popular player and whatnot, but he could be the Princess Diana, Michael Jackson, Cristiano Ronaldo, Leo Messi, if he was playing in New York. My point here is that the NBA being a super late sport, you have to be, first of all, you have to live on the West Coast if you want to cover it nationally. You saw how late I was up doing Radio Roulette episodes during COVID on the East Coast. The sun would be coming up on some of those. And then you sleep in till noon, and your whole day gets messed up. You have no social life. It's dark out all the time. It is a daunting task. Please take it from someone, and I'm sure Carly can appreciate this. Take it from someone who's had to cover the NBA nationally on the East Coast. It will not happen if you have a family. It will not happen if you have a full-time job outside of national NBA. So you have to live on the West Coast. You have to be willing to create content late. You have to be willing to do all of these things that I don't think other sports, all the major stars are on the West Coast. All the major stars that everyone wants to talk about. So if you're trying to capture the emotion of the moment, you do need to do that on the West Coast. And it permits you the opportunity to watch Nikola Jokic in real time, provide analysis, and qualify yourself for being responsible for selecting an MVP and individual end of season awards. But yes, Reed Sheppard is a very fine player, and he's going to be just fine in Houston. I don't think he needs to be threatened by Amen Thompson, and that's what started this whole convo, I think. What's up, Pelwick? Do I have any inside contacts? What does that mean? Inside contacts in the NBA, like general managers? I play poker with Daryl Morey like once a week. What do you want from me? Is that the answer? Amongst others, but yeah, like front office executives, media. Not once a week, by the way. That was exaggerating. That would be a lot. When he's available. Ball better be your wife. Better not be life. It better be wife. You're trying to make it a full-time job. Otherwise, here's the problem now, because tribalism is such a thing in 2025. Content creators are focusing on specific teams, which is great, but there is a ceiling because you're only covering one team. You can cultivate a community very quickly. You can be the fan, you can be the analyst, you can be the film room, You can be the spokesman for a team, but at some point you're going to run out of fans. There's 29 other teams in the league, and you're going to have to start growing your platform nationally if you really want to. I assume those people are creating content to build and build, unless you're just, I don't care about anything other than this team. Some people do have aspirations to continue to increase their revenue and whatnot. You have to be able to speak nationally. I'm sorry. Like, just trust me on this one. Chronically single due to your day job or your job in general. I just remember you said you had late hours when you were covering the league. It's a good excuse though, isn't it? When people ask, why are you still single? You can say, I work late at night. It's tough to find someone who has a similar, and they can't argue with you. They can't make fun of you. Your parents are like, why aren't you married yet? Just tell them that. Whatever. Your friends, your parents, your aunt, your uncle. Regular season police chase. Yeah, you better have those notifications on. The police chase life. I'm headed to the East Coast soon. That police chase life is going to take me all the way until 2:30 local, and then when I go to Argentina, it's an hour ahead. I'm going to be up till 3:30 local. I can't do that. If there's a chase between 10:30 and I'm going to have to just potentially miss it. I can't be doing that. That's so late, and I want to be able to enjoy my time there because they're an hour ahead of the East Coast. I'll be there for almost a month. Anthony Davis out. PJ Washington out for Dallas. Someone has to win this game between the Mavericks and the Clippers tonight. The action is the juice. What action are you talking about? Police chase action? Gambling action? I'm so annoyed by this. StreamYard. Why is it that every live streaming service has to fix something that's not broken? First, OBS tanked on me during police chases for 2 straight weeks. Now StreamYard is crapping out. I can't, there's not a single button on the screen right now. If I could show you, if I could send you a screenshot, all I see is me. And it's still working, but I just can't share screen, anything. And even if I did, it's a blank ProfitX screen. No Amazon Prime on the in-flight TVs tonight. Only issue with NBA on Amazon is lack of availability in hotels, bars, and planes. That's true. You go to like a bar, we don't get Amazon Prime. You can, if you're going to be on a plane, you can get the internet and stream it on your phone. Or you just, if you're looking for less bandwidth, you just do TV app, Stream East. There's ways to get that done, but you're right. You would prefer, if you're going to go to a restaurant, they have it on the TV. So I don't think I'll be bringing home an Argentinian wife, even though I wouldn't say no. Spend a long enough time there, though. Almost a month. Got a sick place. I think their economy is straightening out a little bit. I picked the right time to go. The American dollar carries weight down there. It's also summertime. Sun will be up until 7:30 at night. Nailed it. How about, I got a round trip flight for $700. Delta. That's legit. All the way to Argentina on Delta, not Spirit. Delta, $350 each way, international. The international taxes are like half of that too. Yeah, as much as I was complaining about just sitting in front of a microphone and doing uncreative content, police chases do not apply. There will be a world at some point where I can expand that particular niche into getting Stu or Eliana involved. Just got to think of how you can't do like a daily police chase stream because chases are not guaranteed. You'd have to be doing like a live show, and just how long can you make? How long can each podcast episode be about police chases? Even if you had an Eliana Moreno or Stu Mundell as your co-host, how many? Unless there's an actual chase, are people still going to show up and consume that content? I've thought about it a couple times, but not there yet. That comment's a little too kinky. Could Eliana wear a VR headset and we watch her live feed? It's a little strange. Big Hellwick tomorrow. It's going on Oklahoma. +7. Oklahoma and Pitt +10.5. Scratching and clawing my way back after getting waxed again. Every time I make a majority of it back, something like the Pistons happens and I just get wrecked. Now I got to do it all over again. In the hole. I've been in the hole all year. Just digging my way out of it slowly and surely. Not a great feeling. But thankfully I have Profitex. Best odds in the world. How's that for an ad? Cincy, Arizona. Man, Cincy's a really good team. They just lost to someone recently, didn't they? They had a tough game. Was it Utah? Utah should be in the playoff. How did they lose that? It's fine they lost to Texas Tech, but should not have lost to BYU. A lot of the sharps I know are on TCU. Yeah, I like Cincy a lot. Good defense. How do you pick which games you go to, Hellwick? Yeah, Utah is the best 2-loss team, including Notre Dame. Utah is nice. I hope they make the playoffs somehow. They got to win the Big 12, I assume. Both their losses are in the Big 12, though. Ugh. Are they going to be able to make the championship game? They need some help. What else is on your mind, people? We got 5 minutes before lineups lock, before we head to a Friday slate. It's cuffing season. Why aren't you guys out there? Carly, why are you in here? Go out there, and just got to be some hoop lover that would love nothing more to go watch games with you instead of coming in here. You can't be doom scrolling with the perpetually single worldwide wob. I can give you advice and consultation, but can't actually make it happen for you. Why do I think the Knicks are struggling right now? What? They've lost one game on the homestand. They lost to the Magic on a second leg of a back-to-back. They got punched in the mouth. They let him go to the free throw line. Brunson hurt at the end of the game. I don't know what to tell you. They're the best team in the East, which doesn't mean very much. I don't think the Knicks are going to win a single game in the finals if they make it there. Ugh, and they don't have the tiebreakers. Damn. They just need Texas Tech fall apart. Is BYU in second, I assume, without looking? Hopefully you put in so much work, Hellwick. I hope someone has hired you for freelance work. I just don't know what the market is nowadays for all the blogs are gone. Even newspapers and beat writers are gone. You're just getting national reporters pretty much that are doing their own reporting or aggregating someone else's. Tough industry right now to be in. You can enjoy a fall Friday night every once in a while. That's why I said you got to get out of the chat. Talking to me is not going to help. It's cold in New York. Ugh, rainy. The worst part about New York is you have to dress for the elements when you leave, and by the time you get to your destination, a restaurant, a club, it's so hot inside. Then you got to check your coat. Might get stolen. Oh, it's such a process. I hated going out in New York. Thank God I live here. Cincy and that's why Cincy BYU game. That'll be for the second slot, I assume. A crisp, wait, 50 degrees. How did it get so warm? This is a teaser. The same way that people who have hypothermia feel hot before they go unconscious. Same thing. You're having that one day. 50 degrees is crisp. Oh, goodness. Gets into the low 60s here in LA, and it's down jacket weather. Just fluctuates between low 60s and high 70s. That's it. Places to go out when in NOLA. Oh, wait, what are you doing there? Then they're not playing the game there. Cincinnati versus Arizona. Best places to go out in New Orleans. Lucy's, number one by far. Lucy's in the Warehouse District. You can practically start there and just walk around. It is the local neighborhood bar. Very reasonable. It's the perfect place. Start there and just walk around that area, pretty much. Don't go to Bourbon Street. Woof. But you go to the Garden District if you want to go uptown. Warehouse District's downtown near all the stadiums and stuff. Garden District is uptown where Tulane and the universities are, Loyola. There's a bunch of college bars and stuff up there, but if you're looking to watch games, there's a place called Cooter Browns. I would start there. You're going to want to eat at a place called Giacomo's. Very difficult to get a reservation, but you should try. It is rainy here, Vegan Barbie. Thank you. You're my West Coast Carly. Thank you. It is rainy today. It's why we're getting our atmospheric river once per year. We need the rain, so I'm fine with it. But it is rainy here at the beach as well. I can deal with it, especially because I'm headed out of town soon. Do I still stream live police chases? Who is that in the chat? Welcome back, ugly ass Derek is his screen name. As a matter of fact, I do. Clearly not a ball knower. I've only been streaming them for the last 5 years. Oh, Tulane could host the AAC title game. They could. Well, I just tapped in. What are your thoughts on the Bulls in first half Pacers plays the rest of the season? Can we retire both squads? I'm pretty pissed off at both of them, actually. I had the Pacers last night in the first half. Aaron Naismith went down. They're screwed. They're not screwed because they got their pick back. How about that trade, by the way, during the finals? Nobody cared. No one even Pat and I. In the middle of the finals, the Indiana Pacers made a trade. You can do that? Yep, when it's only with draft picks. They get the rights to their pick back from Mojave King. Now, at the time, New Orleans was thinking Tyrese Halliburton, Pacers are in the finals. That pick is going to be in the high 20s because they're going to be back and be good. Then Halliburton gets hurt. Now it's potentially the worst team in the Eastern Conference, and the Pacers own their own rights for a pick that may end up in the top 5. And nobody cared also because Kevin Durant got traded as well. But I have taken some serious L's this week. The Bulls was the biggest by far. Not happy about that. Mucho dinero. Protocol Burger Spot. Yep. Gosh, yeah. So that means if you know all those spots, that means you know Parkway, sandwich place, Po' Boys. The most overrated shop in the whole city is the busiest. It's Mother's. Right next to Lucy's. Don't need to go there, Helwick. There is a super late night spot in the warehouse district called Red Eye that I've lived across the street from, frequented often. Do you want to get sloppy? You want to take shots out of Dixie cups and people can't see straight and just grinding on a sweaty dance floor? May I introduce to you the fine establishment of Red Eye? All those bartenders used to be my season ticket clients with the Hornets before they became the Pelicans. Great place, though. Outside of the NBA, any thoughts on the MLS changing the dates of their season, moving from fall to spring? Well, they're trying to avoid NFL, first of all. Now that they have their new Apple TV deal, can you believe not only did you need Apple TV, you had to pay an extra money to watch MLS? They thought people would actually do that because of Messi. They did not. People that are that desperate to watch Messi are going to find ways on the internet to watch it without having to pay for Apple TV and the package on top of it. And no one has Apple TV anyway. They have the best shows by far, and still nobody has it. So they're changing the schedule to line up with more traditional time to play soccer. And they're making it more accessible. Clearly, they would not be doing that if things are going well. It's like your friend at the party that's like, hey, are you coming to the party? Why are you inviting me? Why are you texting me? It can't be very fun if you're doing that. It's not a matter of I told you so with the Pistons, guys. Remember, I beat the mark. If I beat any market by 5 points, I'm going to take it, whether it's NBA, MLS, I'm betting on squirrel races. If I can get an edge on a number, I'm going to take it every time. And you figure if you bet enough of those, it all evens out. Well, the last 4 haven't won, and your boy's growing some gray hairs over here. The boot, Helwick. You're such a kid. The boot is for like freshman undergrads. The boot, oh my God. When I went to the boot, I felt old at the time and I was 21. I felt old, like the old guy in the bar. No, it's the same microphone. But because it's dark out, because it's rainy, you can see the green. See, if I touch it, it's going to go off. Watch. Red, green. What's up, Old Hickory? What games are we watching this weekend? Alabama, Oklahoma. Is that what you're referencing? Basketball games? Spurs, Warriors is all I really care about tonight. Knicks and the Heat, I'll watch, but no Brunson, no Bam, whatever. Did I get a chance to party with Lindsay Lohan at the Boot Bar? Was she a frequent visitor there back in her heyday? I don't know. She lived in New Orleans. The Heat beat the Knicks. Would I hold a grudge? No. I'm over it. Well, Spurs need to figure it out because that's traditionally the Warriors' best quarter coming out of the locker room, halftime adjustments. Draymond, Wembanyama's stat line was awesome, but that was not a good Wemby game. Draymond was bothering him. Like Wembanyama's so good that he's going to have bad games with those stat lines, similar to Jokic, but you can identify like he doesn't have the same impact that he did in some other games. That was one of them. High school girlfriend went to Tulane. She must be rich or smart. Should have held on to that one. That is one expensive school. My God. How much money do people have that they can afford to go to Tulane, USC, the University of Spoiled Children? It is so expensive. I looked up state schools. This is why I normally I like to troll the younger generation, man. I'm with all of y'all on you are being put at such a disadvantage by the economy and society. Like, I cannot believe college costs that much money. Man, I would just be going to community college. The degree does not worth that much unless you're going to business school or med school. Not worth as much to go into that debt because there's no jobs waiting for you to pay it after. They gotta, man, that would be one of my, if I was ever a politician, I would run on that platform. Affordability with education, man. Start there. Brutal. You can spend like $500,000 in tuition, board, books, meal plans to send your kid to school to a private university for what? And kids got gripes, man. They got justifiable gripes with the affordability of education and housing. They just don't stand a chance. Starting with millennials and Gen X. I mean, before inflation went through the roof, there's these generations at least had a chance at, even during the recession, had a chance at saving some money, and then it blossoms as the stock market explodes. But how is Gen Z supposed to even make money to begin with? They're in debt. They're not even broke. They're worse than broke. They're in debt. They have less than zero. No wonder they're fucking acting out all the time. I don't blame them. They're turning me into a politician on stream. I would be the, how do we get back to the status quo? Not there right now. Old Hickory says, out of state tuition too. I paid 32K out of state and had to become a resident. 32K per year or semester? It can't be per semester. So that would be, if it was per year, 16K per, yeah. Back when I went to school in 05 to 09, it was like between 7,000 and 8,000 to go to the University of North Carolina out of state. And then my senior year, I got the last year of the prorated tuition, and it only cost me 1,000 to go to school my last year because I only took one class. But the way that I beat the system was I took summer school, which was incredibly cheaper, got all my credits there. So when the real year came along, I could prorate the senior year. And I just had one journalism class. All I did was play Halo, go out to bars, have fun, enjoy being 21. And my journalism class had no tests. It was all like camera, creating packages and newscast stuff. Okay, 32K per year, that makes sense. So state school, out of state would be double what I paid, which last time I looked, even Chapel Hill is probably double, at least double. In state, it looked like it was 8,000 per semester. It used to be 1,000. Halo 2. All right, people. Tip-off is here. I think we should say goodbye. Next time, well, I'm back on Monday. I will figure out, we're going to be on Mozilla Firefox as opposed to Google Chrome because this is not allowing me to use the Prophet X screen, but at very least, we have Prophet X over here. Shout out to our partners. As always, apologize if anyone over there is watching this. But until next time, good luck on your action tonight. Till next time, I will see you guys on the timeline. Deuces. Well, now I have to figure out how to turn the stream off, which is just not going to work. So you're going to have to bear with me for a second.